Fly fishing is hard. That is 100% a myth. It is not hard. If you put in the effort and practice and get quality gear, it doesn't have to be super expensive, quality gear, spend the time practicing, fly fishing is not hard. The next myth is fly fishing is expensive. It certainly can be expensive, but it doesn't need to be. You could go to Walmart, in fact I did this, and got a Cortland setup, flies, and leader, and I spent under $100. Now, when you start fly fishing and really get into it, you're gonna probably wanna upgrade your gear if you find that you enjoy it, but it doesn't have to be expensive to start. A pair of flip-flops, some shorts, a couple flies, a box, a rod and reel, Cortland rod and reel setup from Walmart, under $100, you've started fly fishing. So fly fishing does not have to be expensive. Myth number 3, you have to be able to cast really far to catch a fish. That is not true. I can't tell you how many fish I've caught no more than a rod's length away. I mean, if you can cast 20, 30, 40 feet, that's all you need to do to catch fish. Many fish are right next to you. I mean, they're right in front of you. So you don't need to bomb it out there in most cases to be able to catch fish. Fast action rods are easy to cast. That is 100% false. They are not easy to cast. It could bomb the fly out there really well, but you got to be able to really know how to cast. Part of the reason why I designed this fly rod, a medium fast action, is it's strong enough to be able to bomb out some pretty heavy streamers, but forgiving enough for the new fly caster. There's not a lot of effort that goes into casting the rod that I designed. So the fly rod does matter. Fly line doesn't really matter. That is 100% false. You can spend 25 bucks on a reel, 50 bucks on a reel. Invest in the fly line. You're gonna have a much better experience when it comes to casting. The whole performance of your fly line does matter. I partnered up with Cortland. They have 105 years or more of history in building fly lines, and they are a rock solid fly line. Invest in the fly line and you're gonna have a much better experience. So you have to have a degree in entomology to be able to be successful in fly fishing. False. You know, I can argue there's 12 flies that if you have those 12 in your box, multiples of those 12, you're gonna catch fish in most places. I ran into a fly tire at one of my favorite fly shops recently, and I said, hey, that's a really nice pattern that you're tying there. And he goes, you know, this one's definitely for the fishermen, and so are most of these, because a lot of times flies are designed for the fishermen. There are specific kind of boring looking patterns that consistently work every single time for when you're fly fishing for trout. So just tie on something big green with big rubber legs and you're gonna catch a fish. Stop talking so much, you're gonna scare all the fish. Myth. Fly fishing is for old people. So many of the younger generation is getting into fly fishing because they're discovering, holy crap, it is so much fun to catch a fish on a fly rod. Fly fishing is an elitist sport. One of the biggest reasons why I started this YouTube channel is because I wanted to show people that you can have success in fly fishing and you don't need to know all the terminology. You don't need to know every single size of fly. You don't need to know the grain weight of the fly line that you're using. You don't need to know a whole lot to catch fish on a fly rod. So if you hook up with the right teacher, it's not an elitist sport. Anyone and everyone, and I hope that you, if you're thinking about it, try fly fishing soon because you are going to love it and you don't need a PhD to learn how. Everything fly fishing related is cheaper on Amazon. It is not cheaper on Amazon. And I have to tell you, if we don't support holistically our local fly shops, what are you gonna do when you're on vacation, right? You might be in Oregon, Idaho, and you wanna stop in and get some intel, spend a little money, get the hot fly. If you're buying everything else on Amazon and not supporting the local guy, those guys are not gonna be able to survive and you're not gonna have that resource. Go to your local fly shops and support these family-owned businesses. Fly fishers only catch small fish. That couldn't be more wrong. Fish on! Oh my God. It's a behemoth. Oh my God. Fish on. Oh. Wow, just so pretty. It's gonna happen. Here she comes. Oh my God. Oh, that's a good fish. First time I have to mend my life. Oh.
Wow. That is a good fish.
Get the glory shot. Yeah, this is nice. Grace, you ready?
You ready?
You can only use one fly when fly fishing. That is false. Now check your regulations, because some places only allow you to use one fly, but often I am using 2 flies, and that increases your odds of catching fish. Typically I'll have one fly on top, and I'll tie about 18 inches of lighter tippet below that fly and put another smaller fly. So I'm fishing a lot of times 2 flies to give myself a little bit better chance on catching fish. You do have to take care in casting though, because they do have a tendency to get tangled up. Fly fishing is only for trout. That couldn't be more false. I've caught salmon on a fly rod, bonefish on a fly rod, tarpon on a fly rod, giant GTs on a fly rod, tiger muskie on a fly rod, pike on a fly rod, bass on a fly rod. You can pretty much catch anything on a fly rod. Bigger flies catch bigger fish. Now, in most cases, that's a myth, because Kobe recently caught a brown on this tiny little 22-inch gummy midge, and that was a big fish.
You can see the nymph right in his mouth, right there. Oh, dude, we need to get a photo.
Yeah, this is photo worthy. The size of fly doesn't necessarily dictate the size of fish you're going to catch. So you can see this little fly right here, kind of a medium-sized fly. I've got some whoppers on this fly.
Fish on. Well,
if you're not casting one of these exactly perfect, then you're doing it wrong. False. There is no perfect way to cast a fly rod. You're going to develop your own style that works for you. Just follow some basic fundamentals. It'll make it easier, but there isn't a perfect way to cast a fly rod. Don't let anybody tell you that either. Fly fishing can be therapeutic, and when you're out here, all your troubles just melt away. That is 100% true. Fly fishing is catch and release only. Well, there are places that are, but you can keep fish. Just check the regs to make sure you can. I've caught some great fish and had them for dinner when I'm camping. But if you're thinking about starting fly fishing, this is the place. And these experiences that you just saw in this video is what you can experience as well. And if you need a little help with your fly fishing cast, check out this video right here. 8.5 minutes, 5 tips. Once you watch this video, you will cast a little bit better than you are today. All right, everybody. Till next time, fish on.
This is the
happy birthday, Justin. Happy 40th.
And here we are, Columbia, Washington, salmon capital of the world.
Oh, yeah.
FlyFishDan is here, 10 feet tall. Hey, fish on.
Fish on.